Whoa, what is going on? Oh, hi guys. Where am I? Why is there eggs spread on my face? I'm being pushed out. Where are we going? Ah. Ow. Ow.
Okay, all silliness aside, let's get to the actual video. Alright, hello folks. As you saw in the title, this video is going to be about a chicken farm. Now, I just want to say this chicken farm is not a design that's meant to be efficient. It's not meant to be crazy efficient and minimalistic. In fact, it has parts, whole entire parts on it that serve no purpose but to be interesting and look mechanical and sound interesting. So I'm gonna go through this thing and show you kind of what it is, how it works briefly here. So up here we have the chicken coops, chicken pens, whatever you want to call it. And they're actually, it's not just one big pen, but it's segmented up with these fences, and that's to prevent them from entity cramming each other as much. And yeah, I'm sorry about the frame rates. They're a little low because of how many entities are loaded in here. There's gotta be over 1,000 chickens in this area, including there. So basically we have two of these pens with many segments to them and many chickens in between. And all those feed into these two dispensers, which is powered by this redstone clock, and fired out here the eggs and any droppings. If a chicken dies due to cramming, it'll just be fired out. And you can turn that off. And then we have this part here, which takes any droppings that happen down here, like if a chicken lays an egg while being on this pen, it'll get shot out. And you can also turn this part off. And each time an egg hits this top target block, it makes this noise, just to kind of make things interesting, I guess. And if an egg gets shot out of here and hits this target, it makes a different noise. And then of course we have constant noise back here. Alright, so then the chickens, once they get full enough, they get pushed out of here. And the reason they don't walk out on their own is because this is a rail, so they don't like to cross rails. No entities or mobs like to cross the rails for some reason, so they will only cross it as they get pushed out due to the sheer amount of chickens that are in here. And that gives them time to grow up so they don't drop into here as babies quite so often. Although as you can see, it's still a lot of babies come down. And the water flows them into the center. They come down into here. And this is another one of these only aesthetic things. I mean, you don't have to use a piston feed tape. It'd be far more efficient just to run this water stream right here directly into the killing chamber, and you skip all this. But this looks so cool. And I've recently learned kind of how to make piston feed tapes, so I couldn't help myself but make it into a chicken conveyor belt. Now, the droppings that come through here also get pushed. The soul sand allows them to sink in a certain amount, and then when the solid blocks come along, they get pushed. And then they dump into this water stream here, and they flow down here. And any drops that come down here will get picked up into these chests, which I know there's a lot in here. That's just when I was spawning chickens and a lot died. And they will get diverted into this little channel over here, where they'll all get funneled in, and as they grow up, when they're babies, they can't get killed by the lava because their heads don't come up high enough. But when they grow up, they do. And that also serves the secondary purpose of cooking the chicken, so it's cooked already. And it's kind of efficient actually. I mean, in survival mode, the big problem is, I mean, how would you get this many chickens into here? You'd have to have a whole chicken farm just to get this many chickens in the first place, to make this chicken farm. Oh boy, a bunch of them came down. As you can see, as they get pushed in, they get crammed into this thing. And for some reason they jump a bunch. I mean, the ones that jump too far over here just get punished. But yeah, it's produced some drops. And then you're saying, well, what's this section over here? What's this have to do with anything? Well, you can actually, as I showed in the intro, you can go in here as a player, because it's all 2 blocks tall. So you can easily fit in this part and in this part. But under normal circumstances, you cannot fit through this hole as a player or as a 2 block tall person. So this thing occasionally will open up, and that'll let any entity or mob or player that's 2 blocks tall to fit in and go into this killing chamber. As you can see. So yeah, and I built this little structure around it. It was meant to kind of look like an egg, but I don't think that worked out too well. But it's just kind of to make a framework around it. And yeah, not a very practical build, but an interesting one nonetheless. I hope you enjoyed seeing this little, or actually rather large, massive chicken farm. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.